guys, I'm ChezPride and welcome to another review type video for The Sims 4's newest expansion pack, The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature. In this video, I want to focus on all the ways to become a fairy. So we are going to go over everything fairy related and create a sim, and I'm going to make some fairies for the very first time. But then we are also going to go into live mode with a non-fairy sim and show off just exactly how to become a fairy. And then also we'll adjust their fairy form. So there's a lot to get into, so let's just jump right in with Create a Sim. So I have already made a video going through everything in Create a Sim that you can access without being an actual fairy that, in my opinion, wasn't fully fairy related. And in there, I go through things like hairs, clothes, tattoos, and stuff like that and whatnot. But in this one, I want to show off everything that has to do with fairies in particular. So I went ahead and made two fairy sim to use as a base to show off everything. And then we're going to make them into my first two fairies. But then I also have a sim that I made for another recent video that I just feel like would be perfect to become a fairy with. So we're going to go into a game with them and turn them into a fairy as well. Now, obviously, I have already created the fairy-based sims for us to show everything off with. But let me show you how I created that fairy base. So basically, if you aren't familiar with the cults, if you are familiar, you probably have done this a million times. But if you aren't familiar with the cults, how you create a cult in Create a Sim, because obviously when you create a new sim, it isn't going to automatically spawn as a cult. You go to add a sim, and there's like this magic looking orb button, and you hover over it. It says add a cult sim. And when you click on it, you can get any occult that you have in your game, except for like plant sims, unfortunately, because they still didn't make it where we can make plant sims and create a sim. But there is pretty much every other occult that you can download with a pack. And for me, since I have all the occults, the fairy is on the very bottom. And I just would press create a fairy and it would spawn in a new fairy. It does spawn them in their fairy form, so you can see their wings right away. But just like, not all, but most occults, there are two forms that they have. So like how the vampire has their dark form, how the werewolf has their werewolf form. Well, fairies have their fae form. So, in this form, they'll have like their wings and they'll have access to like the eyes and whatnot. Basically anything that's specifically tied to fairies. But then, of course, they have their regular form, so when they're in game and you don't want their wings out, they have their natural form. You can lock the two forms, so when you change something here, it'll change something here besides like, like the wings, because obviously there's no wings in this category. But you can also unlock them and make everything look completely different. Like, that is an option. So I'm not going to use this fairy, obviously, so I'm just going to delete them real quick. But the other way, if you already have a sim and you want to turn them into a fairy, such as this sim, this is the sim I used to look at all the clothing and stuff in Create a Sim that was non-fairy related. But obviously, I kind of made her fairy inspired, so I think she would look great as a fairy. So what I'm going to do is go to, I always lose the button. Dang it. Dang it. Here, pick an occult. So right above the traits, I'm still getting used to that. This is a new button that they've added recently into like since before the last occult. But basically we can pick an occult and then it will turn her into a fairy if I press fairy. So by default, I want to see what she got by default for wings. Ooh, I actually really like those. Okay, obviously with fairies, when you become a fairy, the main things that are going to be different are skin tones, eyes, wings, and ears. Fairies do have more options for ears as well. So let me just, I'm going to show off the wings and the ears on this sim, and then I think I'm going to show off everything else on the other sim, because this sim pretty much looks perfect as far as a fairy form goes, except for those two things. So I actually want to show off the ears first, since I've already picked out ears for him. But recently they did put it in the base game where we had access to these 6 pointy ears. That was just something we already had by default, which seems to be being weird because it says this ear is selected and it's not. So I don't know. But basically with fairies, we got the addition to these last 3 ears, and the difference between these and these, they're cute and pointy and small, and, you know, they have different shapes. You can go back, you can go up, but they're very close to the head, so most of them don't show through the hairs. They made these ears specifically, they're a little bit more round, like the tip is a little bit more round, but they're specifically longer and more far away from the ear. Now, of course, you can, as with the other ears, you can put them closer to the head. Like, you can take these ears and put them further away from the head. But I like by default that they are so far away from the head. So I'm actually going to give her the big fairy ears because I think that looks really pretty on her. And then, of course, we have wings, which I'm super excited to go into because I actually haven't looked at all these wings yet. So, of course, when you get a fairy, they're going to spawn in with wings. But there's so many wings that you can choose from. And there's paint mode, so you can literally pretty much create any wing. So let's see how many wings there are. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26 wings. If I count that route correctly. 26 wings. You can also have the option of having no wings if you want to be like a fairy, but pretend you're like a pixie or an elf or something, which would be really cool. But of course, we're going to do the wings. So let's look through all the wings real quick. So there's multiple wings and each one of them have multiple swatches. But you can also customize the swatches or randomize the swatches if you use the randomize button. So I'm going to look at the wings from this way. So these look like some like classic butterfly type wings. They come in a bluey tone. They come in some like natural reds and pinks. And they come in pastels. And then we have kind of the same vibe, kind of butterfly wings, but smaller. So these come in like purple, green, and blue. And then they have all blue and teal. And then they have like an autumn red and brown and orange type of vibe. Then we have these wings now. These look like fancy butterfly wings. I'm sorry I keep referring to them like looking like butterfly wings, but I mean, they are wings. But they have a blue swatch. They have a natural like green, orange, and a brown swatch. Ooh, they have like a pastel rainbow swatch. Love that. And then they have like a black with blue, green, and purple. I actually really like that. That might be good for my other sim. But then we have these wings, which, oh my god, are almost perfect for her. I love them. Okay, but they come in like the tealy swatch. They come in like a natural folly swatch, a blue icy swatch almost, and pastel rainbow. A lot of these are coming in the same color. And then we have these. And these are like dragonfly wings to me, and I'm kind of obsessed with them. They're shiny. You move them and they reflect. Oh, I like these. Okay, but we have them in green. We have them in a purple. And we have them in a lighter purple, like more bluey purple. The first purple is more like a reddish purple. And then we have these little wings, which I was actually hoping we would get little wings. Because in The Sims 3, my favorite wings were like the super tiny bumblebee wings. It was hilarious. I loved them. But these are like super little tiny colorful wings. They kind of look like stained glass to me. I kind of love it. But here are all the swatches on them. And then we have these. Why do these give me like dragon elf vibe? Anyone else? Like with the like fur right here? I don't know. It just gives me like dragon girl vibes. But it comes in the bluish and the purple tones. It comes in pink and yellow. It comes in like a red and purple and with gold accents, which is really pretty. And it comes in blue with gold accents. Then we have these. Now these are what I imagined for this sim. Like this is exactly what I imagined when I made this sim actually. I might use these. But these are more like leafy, like plant sim kind of fairy wings. And I'm obsessed with them. So we have the classic green leaves. We have like a teal and purple swatch. We have a pink and orange. We have a like dark purple with like a black and white accent, which is pretty cool. And we have like green with like gold leaves, which also look really good on this sim. I actually really like the first swatch though. These are perfect. Okay. Then we have these that look literally like leaves. Like these give leaf vibes. These literally are leaves at the top. Like these top wings are just straight up leaves, which I'm obsessed with. But we have them in a leaf green color. We have them in a teal. We have them in pink and blue. And we have them in brown and gold. And then we have more tiny wings. And these look like flowers. Like these look like petals of flowers with leaves. That is so cute. Okay, so we have them in like purple. We have them in blue. And we have them in pink and green, which also look really good with this outfit. Oh my goodness. There's so many wings that look good on this sim. Alright, so there's still so many more. Okay, so we have these wings, which honestly look really cool. Oh, that straight up looks like they have like glow coming from them with like the bright yellow like that. Oh. And the teal is really pretty too. I think that's what she spawned in with was these. And then we have these, which are pretty much the same. They have the same pattern, but they're a bit smaller. And they have different colors, which I'm obsessed with the purple. The purple is really pretty. Then we have these. Ooh. These straight up look like they are a butterfly. Like it looks like there's a butterfly on her back. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that color. Ooh. This is kind of like, almost like Lisa Frank Black and Rainbow vibes. I don't know. That's just my first thought. Ooh. The color on this one is gorgeous. Oh, I like them when they flap. All right. Here are all the colors in this one. This is good. I like that there's not too many swatches on them, because you can customize the swatches. So, okay, more dragon vibe wings. This is giving me more dragon vibes like the other ones were. I really like this swatch. This is really pretty. There's so many good like fall wing swatches. All right, and then we have this fairy wing. Ooh, they have like accessories on them. Wait, did these have those? Oh, they did. Okay, so I think these are similar ones that we have to other ones, like the other dragon wings I was pointing out, but they have like these little ties on them as if they had like accessories on them. I feel like that would weigh the fairy down, wouldn't it? Like putting something, like clipping something to your wings, wouldn't it make your wings heavy? I don't know, just my opinion, but they are cute. And then we have these wings, which are like kind of torn and tattered, but they're still really pretty. I love how skinny they are. I really like this swatch. This swatch is really pretty. And then we have super teeny tiny ones. These look like galaxy, almost like have electricity running through your veins, just in that swatch in particular. But we have them in a fall color, and we have them in like the green and orange. And then we have straight up butterflies. Like this is just, like it even has the little tail that little butterflies have on them and the little eyes. Yeah, more wings that are straight up just supposed to look like butterfly on your back. Ooh, but look at that swatch. That is so cute. And look at this swatch. This is the same one but smaller. This is totally galaxy vibe. Like it literally looks like a night sky. That is so cool. Ooh, those are pretty. Okay, I really like the wings in this pack. I actually like them more than I thought I would. And I was expecting to love them. Alright, so we have these like translucent ones, which are really pretty. They come in like teals, they come in the green, they come in green and pink, like a lot of stuff in this pack does. And come in like some purples and dark pinks. That's really pretty. And then we have some more kind of translucent ones that are like folly colors, and they come in teal and purple and pink and purple. And then we have these, which I don't know how I feel about these. These are actually the first ones I've looked at. Well, they're cute. They're just not probably something I'm going to use unless it's like for a Pacific sim that would use those. Ooh, but these. I like these. These are really pretty. Oh my goodness. Look at the blue and the purple on them. Okay. Okay, and 2 more, you guys. So we have these, like, translucent ones that have, like, missing sections in them, like swirly sections that are missing. That's actually really cool. But they come in, like, a pink and white. They come in black and green and purple. And they come, oh my gosh, stop fluttering your wings so I can see them. They come in, like, almost like a galaxy, but with, like, red lining, which is kind of cool. And then, oh my god, these are the wings I wanted. These are the little tiny butterfly, bumblebee looking wings, almost like in this swatch. And this one is actually rainbow. Ooh, I'm obsessed with all the wings. But like I said, I think the wings that fit this sim perfectly are probably was it these? I think it was these. So I'm gonna use these wings for this sim. And that pretty much finishes off this sim because I don't really want to customize her wings. Like I said, I pretty much think these are perfect for her, but I do want to show off the customization of wings and go into the paint mode and whatnot. So we're going to switch over to our other fairy here to show off the customization of the wings and pretty much everything else that has to do with fairies. But let me real quick do an introduction. So if you watched my other creative sim video where I ended up making this sim before I turned her into a fairy, you would know that originally when I first made the base family that I made this sim from, she originally had a husband, but then I decided that her husband would be better as her dad because there's this male hair that I was obsessed with the idea of like turning gray. So I wanted him to be old. So I ended up turning him into like this like deer man with like antlers and hoofs that has like the old gray long slicked back hair and turning him into her dad, which was great because she gained a dad. But I kind of felt bad that I took her partner away. So I decided to make her a husband, which is where this sim comes in. So this is why she is now a fairy, because she decided to get married to a fairy. And this is the father of her children that we showed off, because her dad was supposed to be the father of her children. So now her children are fatherless. So in my head, this other sim is the dad's kids. The kid's dad now. So this is Brandy. And let me introduce, and this is what she looks like in her non-fairy form, but let me introduce her husband, Devante. So this is Devante, and he does already have wings, but I haven't customized them yet. I just have the wings that he spawned in with. But this is what he looks like up close. I think he's super cute. I tried to basically make the sim so I could use this beard. Like, that was my whole goal. So I probably won't change this outfit just because I already have it matching with the beard. But I probably will hardly ever use this beard again. So I'm just trying to use it while I can. But this is what he looks like. I already picked out his hair and his ears and whatnot. But let's go ahead and go and look at his wings and see how we can customize them. First, let's pick out what wings he wants, because I'm not really feeling these wings for him. Maybe, let's see. I really like the idea of him having skinny wings, but I also want more room to paint on the wings. So I'm thinking we choose some big wings, or like wings with more space to paint on. Let's see. We have the original butterfly wings. I'm kind of feeling like maybe some slightly more. Ooh. Wait, I know these have a pattern on them, so they'll probably be harder to paint on. But those are so pretty on him. Hold on, let's look at this swatch is even prettier. Okay, I like this. I think we're going to go with these wings. Now, obviously, if you don't want to go into full paint mode, you could just change the color this way. So, like, we could change this to a purple, and these lines that were gold turn purple. And then we could do the same thing here with this gold and, like, make it say, let's add some dark, deep purples in there. So as you can see, it kind of adjusts the wing color that way. But you can also go into paint mode. And this is my first time going into paint mode, so I'm excited. Now, I'm assuming it works pretty much like all the other ones work, because all the other ones like are literally the same. They have the same stamps and whatnot, but there's less customizations here. There's not really patterns, like sketch patterns like you can do on werewolves and stuff like that, which I'm kind of sad about, because I was hoping there was going to be like a pattern you could put over there and then just like color over their wings, kind of how you can do cats and dogs and werewolves. But it looks like we literally just have the brushes, which is the same brushes we have in all the other ones. And then we also have stamps. But we do have more stamps. We do have all the other stamps from the other packs. So we have stuff from like cats and dogs and werewolves and whatnot. But we also have some of the tattoos from the pack, the business and hobbies pack. Like these are kind of the tattooed ones. But we also have a couple of new ones that are with this pack new. So there's like a Celtic knot one, there's a clover, there's a couple of clovers actually, there's some swirly leaves, like 3-4 different ones, there's a frog, which is really fun, there's some sparkly stars, which I think we're going to use on this there's like this, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just like a cool marking. We have like cracks, so you can make like almost veins. What is this? I can't tell what that is. Wait, I literally can't tell what that is. Hold on. I'm so confused. Make it bigger. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just a funky design. I don't know. Alright, but, and then I think everything else came with the tattoo pack. I don't remember seeing this or this with the tattoo packs. So maybe that's new, but I know the swords and the spider from the tattoo pack. So I don't know. But I know this first 2.5 rows for sure are all stuff that come custom with the fairies. And I honestly, like I said, want to add some sparkle. So I can, just like all the other paint modes, you can adjust the brush size. You can rotate the brush so they're at a different angle. You can decide to mirror paint or non-mirror paint. So I turn off the mirror paint, it only paints one wing, but I'm into symmetry, so I'm not going to do that. You can also just fill the color. So you could like choose a color and then press fill color and it would just make all the wings the same color. Of course, I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that? That would be stupid of me. But I'm going to instead have these stars placed on them. So I think I'm going to kind of make them a little bit different sizes. So I'll do some bigger stars kind of like through the bigger areas. And then I'm going to make the brush size a little smaller. Maybe even a little smaller than that. And do some smaller ones in the smaller areas. Ooh, that looks so pretty. No, I'm obsessed with that. I almost don't want to add anything else, but I feel like I should add something else. Maybe we can add a little bit more of this purple in here. Maybe make it like a brighter purple. Make the brush size a little bigger. So I like the idea of like this coming out here. And we can even rotate it to go that way and go down. Yeah, that's cool. That's actually really cool. And then I can actually use the brush. So we can take this brush here, have the same color. I want it more defiant color. All of this looks really, it looks too faded for what I want. Like I want it to be more prominent of a color, but oh well. Maybe I should just make the color a little bit of a darker purple then. I guess that helps. But I had the idea using the brush to like make the tip of the wings purple, maybe even on the bottom too. Ooh, I like the whole bottom of the wing being purple. Okay, those are really cool. Those are really cool. I gotta take a picture. Okay, I like these wings. I like these wings a lot, actually. So I think that's where I'm gonna leave them. I'm not gonna go too crazy. I already went a little crazy. Oh, it doesn't show up on both sides. Oh, that's a little disappointing, actually. I mean, like, obviously, I was hoping that, the pattern would show through on that side, but this side kind of stayed basic. Do you have to, turn him around and paint Oh. Aw. That's a little sad. All my work didn't get done. Ooh, nope. That's not what I was trying to do. I guess I will have to add them custom. That kind of stinks because then they're not going to be the exact same on both sides. I guess I could just deal with them not having customization on the side, but I want customization on this side. You know what I mean? Alright, luckily we do have an eyedropper tool, so I can just eyedrop tool this color and then easily transfer the colors at least. At least we have that. Alright, but paint the bottom of these wings like this. Yeah, I think that's pretty even. Oh, well, I'm going to leave the swirly sides on just the back. He doesn't have to have the swirlies on this side, I guess. The swirlies can be for that side. I do want to make this a little bit more prominent, though. There we go. All right. So with that, I think the wings are done. And then there are a couple of other things that are fairy Pacific related that come in Creative Sim, starting with the eyes. Now, we did have a recent update where most of these eyes are available for regular Sims now, but for some reason, these eyes I don't think are available for regular Sims right now, but I'm sure that they'll end up changing that. But if you're curious, these are the regular eye swatches for just normal Sims. These are alien eye swatches. These are vampires. These are mermaids. And then these last two rows are fairies. So the fairies have gotten more eyes than any other cult so far. They have, what I'm really excited about is these little flower eyes. Like they're literally just like pink flowers, which is really cute. We also have these like purple galaxy looking eyes almost. Those are gorgeous. I've been wanting an eye color or like that in the game for so long. We have these like really pretty browns. They look almost like marbles almost. And then we have these bright yellow eyes, which also are really pretty. It's like a golden vibe. We have these purple eyes that have like pink and blue in them almost, which is really pretty. We have these brown eyes with kind of like a green tone. These are interesting. They have like white pupils. They're like reddish brown with white pupils. Interesting. Same vibe but blue. Same vibe but red with the whites of the eyes blue. That's a little scary. That's a little scary. I think that's meant to go with the scary teeth. And then we have like a almost matte green pearly eye. Okay, now we're back to a little bit more normal eyes. Those pearly eyes with like the white pupils. I don't know how I feel about them. The blue ones are cute. All the other ones I don't know how I feel about. But these purple ones that are like super bright and luminous are pretty. Same vibe, but orange. Ooh. Okay, so we have like a whited out eye with like a gray white. Interesting. We have a more natural looking eye, but it's like a reddish brown color. But the pupils are bigger than it is in the normal reddish eye brown color. So that's kind of cool. Ooh, we have like this really pretty teal eye. We have this really pretty blue eye, which I think goes perfectly with his flowers, honestly. We have a really pretty green eye and then a really pretty purple eye. So I like most of these eyes. The ones with, like I said, with like these, I'm a little questionable. But most of these I actually really like. I don't know which ones I like best on him. I think I like these best on him. So I'm going to give him those. But also, I did show this off in the other video, but I figured these are specifically supposed to be for fairies. I'm not going to use this sim, but we have these scary fairy teeth. So they're like kind of like, you know, traditional scary fae. And then we have like some messed up teeth, which I don't think is specifically fairy related, but I think it's cool. I gave him dentures though, just because I wanted his teeth to be super white. Oh god. But like I said, I already picked out his ears, but we still have ears in this category as well. And that's pretty much all the new categories that really come with fairies, particularly. But I did want to real quick give him the tattoos. So I showed off the tattoos in the other video. Obviously, she has them. But they did come with glowing tattoos in this pack. And I kind of wanted to give him some of them on his like actual body. Oh, it looks like do the fairies get an extra one? Okay, so these are the regular ones that the regular Sims get. But it looks like, oh, okay, so they get the same. I'm glad I checked this. They get the same tattoos, but they literally glow. I'm assuming these are the ones that like change color in gameplay and whatnot. Oh, these are cool. I really like these. They're literally just the same as the other ones, but they glow. Okay, I was gonna just do his body, or his stomach and stuff, but I think I'm gonna do his back and stuff as well. I forgot they have the little frog. Oh, apparently that doesn't layer well. Okay, but I'm going to give these glowy tattoos all over him. So I'll do his legs. Ooh. I was just going to do his stomach, but now that I realize they glow, I gotta see them all over. So we'll do them on his arms. Bam, boom, bam. Thank you, ma'am. All right, let's see how that looks with its clothes on. Oh, I love it. I almost... Why does he have shoes on? No, take the shoes off. Take the shoes off. I almost feel like I should give him like fingernail polish and toenail polish to go with all this. Hold on. Accessories, toenails. Let's see. What can we give you that kind of goes with this? Maybe we can give you colored toenails that kind of match your outfit. So we can give you maybe like the bisexual color nails. Let's see. Where are the matching nails? Because the toenails don't have as many swatches as the other ones. Yeah, like these. Yeah. Let's give you those. I could totally see this fairy also rocking like a lot of rings, which we don't have being Enchanted by Nature, but I can give him these rings. Honestly, the rings from the kit kind of are everything on him. Okay, I like this sim. But before we go into game mode and show you how to become a fairy and whatnot, I did just real quick want to I wanted to first of all see if his eyes transferred over. His eyes did transfer over, so you can have them in your normal sim form. It's just, why do you keep putting on shoes? I did not put those shoes on you. But it's just that if you're not a fairy, you don't have access to them yet. But before we go into game, I want to show off the 2 new traits and the aspiration that comes for fairies. Now, we do have 2 other aspirations and 1 other trait that come in this pack that I talked about in the other video, because those aren't specifically fairy related. But these are fairy related. So there is 1 fairy aspiration. So there's a whole new fairy category. You press fairy. But it's kind of like the werewolves, where there's a werewolf one. But then once you go into game, it kind of breaks down into other different aspirations. So we'll show that off in game too. But they both have the fairy aspiration. But then this sim has the disruptive trait. So this is the new like mischief fairy pretty much. So it says disruptive sims are driven to interact with the world by messing with it. They can spread impersonal chaos by giving bad balance advice, or stick to nature by disrupting plants. Disruptive sims build mischief skill faster, but are slower to regain balance than most sims. And then this sim, she wasn't originally mystical. I think she was like self-assured last time y'all saw her. But I did give her the new mystical trait now that she's a fairy. And mystical sims are more what I was looking forward to. So it says, feeling a stronger affinity for both natural and supernatural. Mystical sims see higher purpose in living harmoniously in each world and sharing it with other sims. These sims learn apothecary and gardening skill faster and have an easier time building friendships with occult sims. Mystical sims can offer to grant a scared blessing to other sims, which increase balance for both sims if they accept. So that is the new traits and aspiration. But the only other thing I didn't go over in Create a Sim that has to do with fairies in particular are the skin tones. But like I said, we're coming back into Create a Sim once we turn our non-fairy sim into a fairy. And I kind of wanted to wait to show off the skin tones with that sim in particular, because I thought crazy skin tones would be more appropriate for that sim as a fairy than either of these sims. So let me go ahead and go into my game mode so we can meet or re-meet that sim for some of you guys, and then we will jump into the gameplay of things before we come back into Create a Sim to customize that sim as a fairy and show off the new skin tones. Alright, so I went ahead and moved our 2 fairy sims plus our soon-to-be fairy elfish looking sim into the treehouse starter home that comes in the fairy neighborhood in the new world of Innisgreen. And yes, I literally mean a treehouse fairy home. And ever since I saw a picture of this house in the tree, I've been obsessed, and this is the first place I want to come. So since we were showing off how to become a fairy first, and we had to play in this neighborhood anyways, and I'm going to be trying to slowly show off all the builds that come in this world throughout my review videos, I figured we would start here. Now, I will say I am a little sad of how empty it is, but that honestly just makes me want to do a video remodeling it to where there's like no budget and see what it turns out like. But I am still really excited that there is a house in a tree just like accessible by a bridge, just like in midair. I think this is really cool, honestly. So I'm really excited about it. So I'll let it slide that it's super empty. I mean, I know it's a starter home, like you're supposed to be able to move in and build up, and it does have enough room for 2 kids. So it gives and takes depending on what you want. I probably would not be playing this house with kids, so I kind of want to change it up for my own being. But I want to quickly show it off how it is, how it comes in game before I eventually redo the house, because I have decided I'm going to do that. But basically, if you come here, you can walk across this bridge, which the pathway up to the bridge itself, oh my goodness, look how beautiful. Okay, but you walk up. I am clicking shift. This is as fast as it's going. You walk over the bridge and you come up to the treehouse, literally, and it has this beautiful front porch area. I'm obsessed with this mailbox. This is the mailbox I have wanted for so long, and of course we have kind of like almost like a Hobbit cottage 2-story house vibe. I think it's actually 3 stories if I remember. But you walk in and there's this cute little sitting space. It has access to a back porch area where you could probably like set up a back garden or something. And then you come up here. This is the base kitchen and living space. I was a little sad it didn't have the new kitchen set in it, but it's fine. The wallpaper is super cute. I'm obsessed with this flooring here. I actually haven't been into build mode yet, so I haven't seen some of this stuff yet. This is kind of spoilers for me. But this is one of the kids' rooms. So you can have a kid in here. And then you walk upstairs. Let's see what is up here. So we have this hallway. In this room, we have a little bathroom. Very base game looking. A little disappointed in that. And then you come in here and you have what I'm assuming is supposed to be the parents' room. Again, this is a starter home, so it's very empty and very base game. They don't have the new bed in here. I wish they would at least have attempted to put the new bed in here. I bet it's expensive though. And then I think this is supposed to be a clothes rack. I'm assuming it looks like the other clothes rack. Again, I haven't been in build mode yet, so I haven't looked at all the items yet. But then up here we have a cute little infant room. So we have a new infant little crib. I love this acorn toy box. That's adorable. And it kind of shows off some more of the wallpaper. And, ooh, look at this flooring. Ooh, I like that. I like that. And that is basically the whole house. It is just a starter home, but I am obsessed with the location. I'm obsessed with the outside. I just want to redo the inside. But look at this mushroom, too. This is so cool. I'm obsessed with the world. Okay. But let me quickly introduce you to our sim that we are going to be turning into a fairy. So this, if you watched my little 2-part series where I played through all 4 weeks of the Nature's Calling event, which is still going on right now, not for too much longer, but it's still going on right now if you want to play it. But pretty much at the end, because I made one of my sims from the very start, I had a couple. It was a couple that was a plant sim and another sim, but I made my plant sim asexual because I thought that made sense plant sim wise, not thinking about the fact that one of the main items we were getting as a reward from that came with a new woohoo. So I had to, like, when I got that reward, be like, oh, I need sims that can woohoo. So I had to make another couple to move into there. And this was one of the people from that couple. And this is supposed to be like an elf looking sim. And I thought, considering that I'm pretending in my head that he's an elf, I figured it would be perfect to turn him into a fairy officially. So this is Emmett Alpha. And I think when we turn him into a fairy, I'm going to change his last name to Fairyfa. I don't know. I think it would be a cute transition. But I figured he would have met these 2 fairies out in the world, kind of moved in with them, maybe, I don't know, or at least he's friends with them and he's just like staying over right now. And they're going to help him turn into a fairy. But before we turn him into a fairy, I want to make these 2 look more fairy-like and show off a couple of fairy interactions that you can do just with your fairy self. So obviously one of the main interactions would be to show your fairy form. And basically, if you are a fairy, you can press on yourself and there's a fairy category. And you can, from the start, detect emotions, reveal fairy form, brush off fairy dust. And there's also a regenerate emotional force. Because you do, as a fairy, I'm going to go over this in more detail when I show off my videos on exactly how fairies work. But basically, with the needs, you don't have your typical 6 needs. You have your social, your hygiene, your fun, your energy, but you don't have your hunger or your bladder because you have your emotional force. And as a fairy, you basically have to absorb emotion to gain emotional force. But if you have fairy dust, oh my god, I'm pressing on the wrong step. If you have fairy dust, you can regenerate emotional force. I'm assuming this gets up your emotional force. So right quick, I'm going to have both of them reveal their fairy form. And then I might try to get them to brush off some fairy dust just to see how we do that. Did I press that on this? Okay, I pressed that on that sim twice. Okay. But let's show off. So you spin around and you pop out your wings. Oh, look at them. They look so happy. No, I gotta get this picture. This is a cute shot of these fairies. Oh my goodness. I'll get these right here. Perfect. All right. So that was a magical way of them showing off their wings. And like I said, I kind of want to see what happens when we... Oh, okay. So, we get another option to conceal fairy form, but you also can disable flying, which I don't know why you would want to do, but apparently you can. And then you can brush off fairy dust. So let's see you brush off some fairy dust, and then honestly, I kind of just want to see him fly around for a minute. So let's brush off some fairy dust and see what happens. Oh, okay. We unlocked fairy dust in the notebook entry. Okay, so apparently you have to learn about it. We have earned a fairy experience and have begun down the path. We brushed off some fairy dust. It can be found in his inventory. So I guess that's an easy way to get some fairy dust. You literally just get a pile of it. I don't think you can actually... Okay, you can place it in the world. It's just because the terrain was uneven. So if I place this down in the world, can this sim come here and collect it? Yeah, collect all fairy dust. So your Sims can play with fairy dust even if they aren't a fairy, and they just like can pick it up off the ground. Obviously, you could probably ask for it. I don't know if you can ask a fairy in your household for it, but you can ask for it. And then, like I said, I just want to see him fly around for a second. Oh, be influenced by a fairy. No. I want to. Well, is there? Oh, there's woohoo. I was going to see if there was any, like, fairy. We can absorb his emotion as a fairy. We can detect his emotion. But social, as far as fairies, you can ask him to absorb emotion. So I guess if you see a fairy needing emotion and you want them to absorb your emotion, you can do that. You can ask how to become a non-occult, so I guess that's how you get what we're about to do. We can ask about another nature, ask about fairy dust, discuss wing coordination. Sorry, I pressed off of it on accident. We can flood with laughter, laugh about non-fairy sim traditions. Okay, so I wonder how many of these are from fairy to fairy and how many are just fairy. So with here, if you're a non-fairy, you can ask how to become a fairy. It's kind of interesting they don't have ask about Mother Nature. I figured that would have been something you could ask a fairy, not just fairy to fairy. But if you're a non-fairy talking to a fairy, you can ask how to become a fairy. I'm assuming that's how we're about to get the seedling we need. Ask about inside a fairy home. Ask about fairy dust. Discuss using fairy dust or joke about tiny home. Oh, we'll joke about tiny home is. I think that's just because we're talking about actual fairy homes, which we do have fairy houses in this game. But again, I'm gonna make a whole video going over exactly how fairies work, and I think we're gonna include that. But I wanted to see non-fairy to fairy what was the same and what wasn't. So we could just straight up ask for fairy dust. We can learn about fairy dust. We can learn how to become a fairy and ask about the inside of a fairy home. So I'm real quick going to ask about the inside of a fairy home to him. And then while he does that, I want you, we can instantly fly here and we can just fly here. So let me see what just fly here looks like. Oh, the fairy's flying. Oh, she has a cute little flitter. She like puffed her hands out. Did you guys see that? Oh no, come here. Fly here. Look at her little hands. So cute. Okay. Did we get a pop-up from that? Or are you still asking? Chat. Oh, you're still chatting. So while he does that, let's see her come instantly fly here. So I wonder if this is like teleport. Yeah, that's like teleport. How much emotional force did that take? That didn't take too much. Okay. So basically your sim can teleport. Pretty much. Alright. Oh, and we're discussing his facial hair. Yeah, his facial hair is flowers. But did we get a notification? Exclusive insight. Learning new things is pretty magical, but it didn't actually tell you about the fairy home. Okay, well, that's a little boring. Alright, but now the whole point of us coming into live mode was to turn Emmett here into a fairy. He is a shiny elf, but I need him to be a fairy. Now, I could do this with our fairy sims that we already have, but what fun is that? I want to go out in the world and explore a little bit. So I think I'm going to go ahead and come down here. I can literally teleport here and teleport anywhere. Oh, that's cool. I can teleport to any of the secret worlds. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, sorry, distraction. I want to come down to this place and see if I... Oh, here is a fairy already. Matthew, he's a teen though. I might want to talk to an actual fairy. So I just want to come here. I'm going to have my sim go here and maybe give it time for even more fairies to spawn into the world. I also kind of just want to see him run through the world for a minute. So I'm going to super fast forward this, but look how pretty the world is. All right. But we are here. Oh, I think this is the fairy hub. So here, if you don't want to ask a sim how to become a fairy, we can research how to become a fairy. So maybe we should do that. Maybe there's the reason I came here. Let's research how to become a fairy. I think that would be a smart move. So he goes in here. It looks like he takes a minute, but it doesn't take too long. Ooh la la, does he like flirtation? Yeah, you can like flirtation, sure. Not right now. You're not going on a date right now. Okay. Becoming a fairy. Becoming a fairy is a magical experience. You need a fairy seedling, which can be found through forging fables, ordering off the computer, or asking a fairy directly. With one safely in your pocket, you can plant it and summon Mother Nature, and she will send you on your journey to gain your wings. So when they say foraging and fables, basically this pack comes with a new living off the land type of skill, and with that skill you can forge, and the foraging gains skill, and you can find items in the world. You can find things like, same things you can find like frogs and crystals and rocks and whatnot, but you can also find like plants and seedlings, apparently fairy seedlings. Fables, which is something we'll go over in another video as well, is basically kind of like cottage living, where you could ask the people in the world to do tasks for them and like kind of help them, and they would give you stuff. Fables are like that, but they're like riddle versions, so you can probably find a seedling that way. Obviously, you can buy one off the computer. I don't have a computer in that home. As you saw, they didn't put a computer, so I can't show you where to order it on the computer, but you can order it on the computer. But I think it's most fun to ask a fairy for it. So that's what I'm going to try to do, and we're going to try to make a fairy friend here. So where is a fairy? Are you a fairy? No. Oh, you're a mystical fairy. It literally says mystical fairy. Oh, is there like certain fairies in the world? Fairy council. Leeson. Oh, there's a fairy council? Interesting. Okay. Well, this sim, it says she's a fairy. I wonder why it says she's a mystical fairy versus just a regular fairy. Does this sim is a fairy, but it doesn't say he's a specific type of fairy. So I'm assuming this is like a specific townie or something, but I want to talk to a fairy that has his wings out. So let's go here and talk to this fairy. I'm gonna quickly just teleport my sim here so we don't lose him. It looks like he is working on one of the new plants. This is actually a plant you can absorb emotion from as a fairy, which is pretty cool. But let's go ahead and do a friendly introduction to this sim here, Obrion Summer Dream. I'm assuming he's one of the townies that lives in the world. He looks a lot like our fairy sim, actually, with the hair and the skin tone and the ears. Alright, but Obrion, do we have to get to know the person to... We can talk about fairy magic. Let's see, social. Ask how to become fairy. Ask for... Okay, this is all the same stuff, but it said we can ask for the fairy seedling. So let's just talk to him a minute, because I'm scared, like, with most things, most of the time you have to talk to a sim to get stuff from him. So I'm going to try to talk to him about fairy traditions, talk about fairy magic. Maybe we can ask about the inside of a fairy home again. And then I will ask for the seed. Actually, I'll also ask for some fairy dust just to see how that goes. So let's go ahead and talk to him a little bit. We're not really getting any pop-ups that's giving us actual information. I think these are just interactions that are gain the same moodlet about the inquisitive insight. So let's go ahead, and now we should... Oh, okay. Let's ask for fairy dust, because that interaction came up first. So I'm assuming it'll just pop up in our inventory. Oh, he's listening to a funny story. Well, good thing this fairy is playful and not evil. Alright. There we go. So he literally just hands it over. Perfect. Alright, and gives us one fairy dust when we do that. But now, if you don't mind, sir, I would like to become a fairy. So I need you to give me a fairy seedling. So can you give me a fairy seedling? That'd be great. Thanks. Thanks. Oh, just random hug. Okay. I want a fairy seedling. Stop talking. Stop talking to him and just get the fairy seedling. Come on. Come on. There we go. Alright. He's like, Oh. Oh, wow. It's like a whole package. It's like a whole package. Hello. Okay. Well, I got distracted. Indigo, a true infinity of feelings for others. It can be overwhelming at times as your greatest strength. What? Who are you talking to? What is he asking? I'm so confused what you're talking about. Oh, let's not be influenced by a fairy. Let's not. But anyways, Emmett, you're getting your fairy seedling, so you just put that in your inventory, and this is what it looks like. It's a pink little seed. So I guess let's go ahead and head back home so we can plant it and summon Mother Nature. I am just going to teleport him this time to save time, since I've already looked at the world a little bit. Alright, so basically we can just, I'm assuming, drag, I thought we were just going to be able to drag it in the world. I guess we have to physically place it. Let's get a closer look at what the seedling looks like. Ooh, it's like almost galaxy vibes. I'm kind of obsessed. Okay, but we can, we have to do it inside a planter box. You can't just like plant it in the world. A grassy terrain. I guess because we're on a floating lot. Can I move it to, yeah, because we're on the lot. So I think it must be this lot particular because it's a treehouse lot. You should be able to plant them in regular terrain though. But let's go ahead. I'm going to go get a planter box. Again, all this stuff is looking like it's brand new because I haven't looked at it yet. I'm going to get one of the base game planter boxes though, honestly, just because, wait, hold on. I have the, it's not unlocked right now. I don't want to put in the cheat either. I was going to do the plant sim one, but that, never mind. Okay, let's just go with the scream one. And we can, well, how am I supposed to place it in there if you don't let me drag it in live mode? It doesn't want to place in there. What? Oh man, this is bogus. Wait, how do I get it in there? I'm so confused. Why can't I put it in there? Emmett does not own this item. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Excuse you. What? Oh, that's bogus. That's actually bogus. Okay, that's a little glitchy. That's a little glitchy. I guess we're going to have to ask for another one. Can we ask? Well, since we already went out in the world and asked our Sim, can we ask our Sims in this house? Dang it, I have to go out and find another fairy. That's stupid. Honestly, that's a little stupid. I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay, let's find another fairy real quick. I'm assuming you can't ask the same one for something. I could also just buy a computer. Where's the freaking fairies? Okay, let's go talk to... You're the one I just talked to. I know there was one there, but I was thinking maybe we can try them. Oh, wait, nope, there's a female fairy. Okay, let's go talk to this fairy. That looks very much like our fairy. All right, come here. We can teleport here. I guess we can see if it takes building a friendship or if I can ask him right away. The other one we built a friendship with first, and he very willingly handed it over. So let's real quick talk to this fairy. Okay, oh, of course our other fairy friend is coming over here. Hold on. Add a group. Let's come over here together. Go here together. I just don't want to be around a bunch of people when I ask. That go here together did not work as well as I had planned. Okay, hold on. Let's just make this simple and reset her and reset my sim and then come here. And I want to try to fairy, social, ask for a fairy seedling. We barely have any friendship with this sim. Let's see if she'll give it to us. And she also hid her wings, which is a little sad. Why did you hide your wings? Oh, yeah, you have to get to know the sim. Oh, no, it's just she doesn't have any on her. Aww. Okay, well, maybe, I guess we could try talking to this sim. Let's ask for fairy seedling. And see if she has it on her. If I have to buy a computer and order one, I'm going to be a little disappointed. But I'm assuming since she's a Pacific fairy, she would have one. Seriously? She doesn't have one? But you're the mystical fairy. What if I get to know you first? What if I literally get to know you just to see what happens? Maybe we can talk about flying. If I get to know you, then will you have one? Perhaps? Let's see. Just do some. Oh, ask if fairy wings get tangled. That's interesting. Try to understand fairy tradition. Oh, that sim just got messed with by a fairy. Oh, and totally canceled all our interactions. Acquire a fable. I guess this is one of the sims you can ask for a fable from. Okay, yeah, this is one of the townies then. One of the ones you can get a quest from, basically. Ask about fairy dust. We can social. Ask if fairies' wings get tangled. Oh, you're sad now, too. I guess we could try to cheer up. We could be nice. We don't have to just do fairy interactions. Oh, I thought I asked about fairy dust, not ask for fairy dust. Whoops. Okay, try to cheer up is what I wanted to do. Ask about our day. Just quickly, maybe discuss interests. Oh, we can apparently trade an item, which is interesting. Maybe we'll try that out. I'm doing a little bit more in this video than I had planned on doing, but this is fine. Okay, I just want to see what happens if I ask to trade an item. What would, if you would care if my hint was a acorny one? Let me know if you find one I'm looking for. I guess we have to find acorn. Okay. Well, I would like, now that we have a little bit more of a friendship, see if... Oh, nope. The interaction is actually not even there anymore because she said she didn't have a seedling. So I kind of wasted my time there. Okay, I guess I'll see if this sim has a seedling. This is the water we have to come to become a fairy. But I need to get a fairy seedling first. If this fairy doesn't have one, I think I'm actually going to maybe... order one on a computer. Which I didn't want to do. Oh my god, no, come here, talk to the fairy. Talk to the fairy. You know what? Reset you. Teleport you here. I don't have time for this. This is a review video. I don't have time for this. Come here, reset, teleport to him. Let's go. Let's see if we can do a respectful introduction. Come on, do a respectful introduction. There we go. We bowed to him. Let's go ahead. I am going to do a couple of social interactions. Where does fairy dust come from? So it looks like depending on the fairy, you can ask different questions. Discuss using fairy dust. Maybe we can, more choices, funny, no, fairy, ask where fairy dust come from again. I don't know. It says we can also pretend to understand tradition, which I think because we have been asking about traditions, we have the ability to do that now because that wasn't there before. But just quickly, I'm going to... enthuse about cats, which is probably not great with fairies, but perhaps we can small talk and get to know. And then I'm going to ask for a fairy seedling and see if that kind of affects it or if it's still just completely random. So fairy, social, ask for a fairy seedling. Alright, can we get a fairy seedling from you, Donnie? Yes? No? Maybe so. Oh, seriously, you still don't have one? Okay, I guess we're going to have to ask on the computer for one. That sucks. Hold on. Can you pick up the fairy thing? Let's just see if it's because it's been on my lot now. If I can put... Why can't I do this? This is so stupid. This is actually stupid. Okay. Well, I guess we're just going to have to buy you a computer because no one but the first fairy apparently has a seedling. That's so weird. That is actually so weird. And also, there's another fairy walking away from here, and fairies keep trying to come mess with you. Oh, a special connection. That's cute. I was trying to see... Oh, apparently the glowing tattoos give them a positive mood. I was trying to see if one of the fairies got messed with. Still got it. New friend. Mystical connection. They're just saying goodbye to him. Okay. Well... Actually, maybe this sim would have a seedling. Hold on, maybe you have a seedling. Come here, reset. Let's see. Elf Emmett, come here. And well, you're a teen. Maybe the teens would have one. I don't know. Come here. He's a cute teen, though. Honestly, like this is a cute sim. No, don't go away. Don't go away. No. Damn it. No, there you are. Good. I want to do a friendly introduction to you, just real quick. I just want to see if you have a seedling so I don't have to buy a computer. Alright, come here. Can we... It seems like it doesn't affect if I have a friendship with him or not. So let's just see if he has one. Do you have one? Do you have one? I don't think he does. Let's see. He's talking to him long enough. Nope, he's saying goodbye. He didn't even say I don't have one. Wait, no. No. Wait, hold on, I have to know. Did the interaction cancel or did he say no? He must have said no because it went away. Okay, it looks like, well, there's one more here. One more. We're going to give this one sim a last chance. Can we do, I want to do a respectful introduction. Here we go. Respectful introduction. Why am I having so much trouble getting a seedling? Like, every video I've seen do this, like, they had so much luck with it. Very social. Ask if he has a fairy seedling. And then if not, I guess we will do our best to, you know, perhaps actually look on the computer. Alright, let's see. Did you get one? Did you get one? Ask for fairy seedling. Stop talking to him and just ask him for a freaking seedling. Come on, I didn't say this to take this long. Nope, she doesn't have one. Okay, fine. Fine. I'll break down and show you how to buy it on the freaking computer. I just didn't want to waste my money on a computer. I guess it doesn't matter because I'm not actually playing with these Sims, but I just thought it'd be so much cooler to like have the story. Oh, a fairy gave me this, but then it's all glitchy. Shouldn't a computer be able to place on a dining room table? Like, a laptop always fits on there. I'm so confused. Wait, what? Can you take the book off? Why are things not wanting to slot to surfaces? Wait, what? Is if I turn move objects on? Wait, what is going on here? Nothing wants to place. Okay, this is placing on the table. Now what place? I guess I just had to turn move objects on. That's weird, though. I should be able to place a computer on the table without turning move objects on. Okay, well... Let's see where you can order on a computer. So we should be able, I'm assuming, would go to buy, right? Or web. Let's see if we can. It's not, I don't think it's on web. I want to buy something. I said order. I was looking for the word buy. Okay, we can purchase a fairy seedling. It is $758 though. It's worth it. But it's kind of pricey, especially if you're just starting out like these Sims. It is cheaper to get one from a fairy sim. I guess that's why they make it so challenging to find one from fairies. I thought it was going to be easy to just like ask any fairy, but I guess not. Okay, we have to, with the fairy seedling, put it in a planner. We're not placing it down unless it goes in this planner box. So why is it not placing in the planner box? Is it this planner box? Go here. This shouldn't have been giving me so much trouble. This was supposed to be like just like this quick, easy review. Maybe we'll try one of the new planner boxes. It goes on a table, but maybe it'll have the same. What if we move the planner box to the table? Let's see. What, go in here? This is so weird. I really don't understand why this isn't working. Maybe it has to go in one of the big ones. But I saw where they were. Okay, that's weird. Maybe Emmett has nothing in his inventory to plant. Open a seed packet or find some. Oh, plant fairy seedling. It's its own interaction. It's not under the other ones. Okay, so you have to physically buy it. You can't drag it in there. You just have to buy it and physically click plant seedling once it's in your inventory. You can't just drag it in there. That's really annoying. That's so finicky and really annoying. I don't know why they would do that when none of the other seeds work like that. But it says, Emmett is about to summon Mother Nature. She will bestow a temporary charm that allows Emmett to complete his fairy transformation should Emmett proceed. So yes, let's go check this out. All right, I want to get a picture of him planting it. Oh, I hate that he doesn't plant it in the middle. He plants it on the edge. I mean, fair, but a little annoying. All right, but we're going to plant it. And then Mother Nature should just... Oh, okay, we've spawned a flower. And then the flower, I assume, spawned Mother... Where'd the flower go? I'm so confused. Shouldn't Mother Nature be spawned? Mother Nature! Oh, there she is. I just didn't wait long enough. All right, when she spawns, like a bunch of petals show up. Okay, well, this is Mother Nature, you guys. Say hey. So she is the one that will gain you your fairy ability. I'm assuming ask for Mother Nature's charm. Yeah, you actually have to click on her. Okay, real quick, this planner box, not cute, so I'm going to sell it. But let's go ahead and ask for Mother Nature's charm. So, so it looks like she gives you a potion to drink. Interesting. Okay, let's do this picture. Let's play. Watch her give him the potion. Oh, he drinks the potion right away. I just assumed we would have to actually click drink. Okay, we have a focus moodlet. Into the fold. While Mother Nature's charm is active and make its way to Moondrop's rings and complete his metamorphosis. I want to see what this says. You have been bestowed my special charm. Now you must seek my enchanted waters found in Everdew to complete your transformation. Everdew is the neighborhood we're in. Once located, you can step into Moodland Springs and retrieve your wings of flight. Does she just disappear after this? Yep. Good luck trying to flirt with her, you guys. She is just gone as quick as she came. Well, I think with these being his fairy friends, that we would probably all go together to watch his transformation. So let's go ahead and form a group with just our two Sims here. And let's all go ahead and head down to the waters, which is somewhere that I've already been. I just can't remember where it was. There it is. Okay. So it looks like the waters is down here by the lounge for future reference. It's also here by this like cute little fairy house. I think Sims are already living here, but look how cute this fairy house looks. It's not like a fairy house, but it's a fairy themed house. I love it. Okay, let's go here. Let's all go here together. All go here together. Okay, let's go. But for real, let's go. Are you guys coming? Are you guys coming? You guys are being slow about it. You have wings. You should be faster than him, in my opinion. Oh, and speaking of things in the world, they did add with this pack new stuff with plant sims, like added ability to plant sims. They didn't make it where they are in creative sims, sadly, but they did make it to where you will just see plant sims walking around, and I think that's amazing. I love that, because before you like barely ever see a plant sim unless you physically place them there and turn them into a plant sim. Alright, but we're gonna go walk down to the water together. It's a long walk. Okay, but maybe we can have our fairies that are already fairies come here and see what they can do. So we can bask in emotions. We can ask to change emotional state too. We can ask Moondrop Springs how it's feeling, and we can bottle spring motion a potion. So maybe we can have our Sims right quick come bask in emotion. I'm assuming that's kind of just like swimming in the water, and it probably gets up your emotional force. Actually, we'll test that out because their emotional force is quite down. I don't know if I will go play with all this, but I just kind of wanted them to be in the water when Emmett went to go become a fairy. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, yeah, I didn't realize he had a do-rag on. Oh, no. I didn't check all his outfits, I guess. I didn't check any of their swim outfits, actually. Oh, I didn't think about the fact they would be getting in water. That's my bad. That's my bad. Okay, they're going to look kind of funky here. But let's go ahead. We can bathe in the water. We can wade in the water. Okay, but I guess we have to go out into this part of the water. Okay, so we can, regular Sims can also ask to change emotional state, bottle emotion potions, and ask Moondrop Springs how it's feeling, and bask in emotions. That's not just fairy stuff. But let's go ahead and come here and become a fairy. I kind of wish you weren't wearing a do-rag, but this is fine. This is fine. All right. Oh, wow, you just splashed your face with water. I was expecting you to like go in the water to transform, but I guess not. Okay. Well, and this is how you become a sim, you guys. Oh, that was really cute. He just like twirled in the air and whatnot. I don't know. That's kind of cute. I kind of I kind of want to see it with a cuter outfit. Aw, that was a little sad to me that his do-rag was on during that. I didn't expect him to have one of those. Either way, we saw the fairy transformation. So that's pretty much exactly how you become a fairy. Apparently, it's a little bit more difficult than I was expecting. But right quick, let's go into Create a Sim and adjust his fairy form and look at all the new skin tones that came with fairies. Oh, I guess I should read this pop-up. Okay, before we do that, let's read this. Metamorphosis. Fairy life awaits. With wings aflutter and motion swirling, Emmett has become welcome into the Fae. Speaking of wings fluttering, Mother Nature thought those would fit Emmett's personality, but since beauty is in the eye of the beholder, Emmett is welcome to find something more fitting and choose. Oh, and you can just go straight into modify and CAS from here. Well, that works. That works out. Okay, I don't have to enter a cheat to change his wings for the first time. Wow, I was not expecting that. Okay. Well, this is what he looks like without the do-rag. Hold on. I'm going to his swimwear and completely taking that off. Sorry. But anyways, let's go ahead and adjust his wings. Oh, interesting. So it looks like you only have access to your fairy form when you go into Create a Sim this way. So you don't have like the regular form this way. Interesting. Okay, but before we adjust his wings, let's look at all the new skin tones. So when you go to Minilicious, some of these were already here. Like this top row, pretty much we already had all these skin tones. Regular Sims have access to those skin tones. But these last two rows are all new skin tones. And I so wish they had made them accessible to regular Sims. Because, like, I want to make non-Sim fairies that have these skin tones. But, unfortunately, that's just not going to be available. Now, he has a shiny accessory on. So, basically, with the patch that came out before the pack, we got this new, under accessories, this skin effects. And you can, but with base game, make your skin shiny. To show off the new skin, I'm going to take that off, but I'll probably put it back on him once, he actually, I pick out a skin tone for him. So let's go ahead and go back to skin tone and let's show off all the new skin tones. So we have a light, like pastel purpley skin tone. We have a like Barbie pink skin tone, which is kind of cool. We have a yellow skin tone, which I'm actually kind of obsessed with on him. That looks really good with those wings. We have an orange skin tone. This actually kind of looks like a natural skin tone, just like a natural orangey skin tone. Maybe you got a spray tan. I don't know. We have a dark, like purple plum skin tone, which is really cool. We have a green. We have a teal, which is really pretty. We have like a dark blue. We have like a dark midnight blue. We have just kind of a regular medium blue. We have a light blue. Lots of blues here. We have like plant sim green. We have a light minty green, which is also really pretty on him. We have like a darker bright purple. We have like a lavender pastel purple. So this is like a pinkish pastel purple like we have for the hair. But this is like a true like pastel purple. And then we have bright teal and we have light teal. I want to give them one of the skin tones, but I don't know which one. They're all so good. They're all so good though. Okay, I'm thinking, I don't know, our other Sims are very planty. So maybe we go with like purple vibes for him. Or should we go with the yellow? I did like the yellow on him. But it kind of clashes with the outfit. I'm trying to get something that doesn't clash with the outfit. So I don't think he would change his outfit. But I also don't want to go green. There's so many choices. Maybe the other Sim is kind of a green and purple Sim too. Oh my god, too many choices. Maybe we go with orange. Maybe he's like a green and orange fairy. Okay, let's find some wings. Well, actually, before we find the wings that fit with that, I want to give him some actual fairy ears. So let's give him the cute little fairy ears. I want them to be more pointed upwards, though. Let's see how that looks. Like that, maybe. That makes them look kind of regular. They're too close to the ears. They look like regular ears. Okay, they gotta be pointed out a little bit. Let's go ahead and give him his shininess back. I think that'll actually help us a lot. No, I'm used to the accessories being on the bottom. Okay, let's give him some shininess back. Let's look at the skin tone with the shininess, because I want to see that. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, the shininess helped. Okay, but let's go ahead and pick out some wings for him. I haven't given anyone like translucent wings yet. I don't know if I'm going to go into customizing. I kind of like these wings because it has like the furry rope feature, but I kind of want them in brown. Can I change? Is this change it? No, I don't think you can change the... Oh, there it is. Okay, so that kind of matches like the braid in his hair. And then we're going for a green and orange look. So maybe let's add some more greens in here. Let's see. I want to go with darker greens. Yeah, I guess this works. All right, so we can give him his wings. I kind of want to make them a little bit more custom though. So I'm thinking perhaps we can have some fun with this. Maybe he has like the veins kind of going through, like green, like glowy veins almost. And with this, I don't care if they're the same on each side because they're just kind of random anyways. Yeah, so we can go with that. Maybe a couple more over here. There we go. That looks kind of cool. That is pretty much just him coming into a fairy form, us being able to customize the wings, and all of the new skin tones. And with that, I think I've pretty much covered how to become a fairy, how to customize your fairy form, and a couple of other things that I just played with along the way. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it informative, because that was the point. And I am really excited about fairies. Like, I actually am enjoying making fairies and playing with fairies more than I would. I knew I would, because I've been wanting fairies ever since Sims 4 has come out, but they actually did a better job on them than I was expecting them to. So far, at least. This is only my second review video, but so far, I'm really enjoying the pack. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and do all that awesome stuff, because you guys are awesome people. I'll see you next time. All right, bye!